Yo, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. This is going to be a quick video about a social media ad that I assisted on a few weeks ago with my guy Michael Butler Jr. Now, Mike is a talented director and cinematographer based here in Memphis, Tennessee. And Mike and I, we actually worked together on quite a few projects. In this video, I'm going to bring in Mike. We're going to show you some of the behind the scenes, talk through some of the ideas, as well as the lighting setup that we did in order to bring this concept to life. So first up is the inspiration behind this shoot. And for that, I'm going to give the floor to Mike.
Hey, what's going on? I'm Mike. I'm a filmmaker based here in Memphis, Tennessee. Most of my work is mainly focused around brands and corporate work. Mainly my role on set is director. So I wanted to give you a couple tips and tricks on how maybe you can implement some of my thought processes into your productions. So recently I've been shooting a lot more vertical content for brands, and this project was vertical and it was for one of my retainer clients. For these productions, normally I would get with the client and we would go through the process of what they want and how they want it to look. But I've been working with this client for quite some time and they kind of trust my process. So what I do for them is I pitch them 3 ideas. Of those 3 ideas, when I pitch them, they get to choose which one they like, and from there we kind of tweak it. So going in, I really didn't have an idea of what I really wanted to look like. I just knew what I wanted it to sound like. So in my head, I was thinking this dramatic music, this classical music, something that was totally out of the way of a cookie commercial. As far as the production of it, I knew that I wanted it to be something that was simple, yet also looked high quality. So going in, I knew I wanted a top-down light. It's really my go-to light for anything product-based. So in my office, I'm able to rig up a light overhead and put a big softbox on it, and that gave us our soft top-down light.
As Mike mentioned, he wanted to go with top-down lighting for these shots. So we rigged up the Amaran 200X with a softbox directly above the glass of milk. With just the key light, we noticed that it gave us some unwanted shadows, especially on the backdrop. To fix this problem, we had to bring in a field light. We used the Amaran 60X and shot it directly through some diffusion material, which cleaned up the backdrop a lot and gave us a look that we both agreed on, especially when we went with the red background.
So for the milk scenes, I knew I wanted like dramatic splashes. I knew I wanted just over the top, like slow motion on that. And we originally wanted to go with 240 frames a second, but it didn't work out. So we ended up going with 120 frames a second in 4K, and that worked out perfect. The client absolutely loved it. If the client loves it, then it doesn't matter, you know, what equipment you use. It doesn't matter what gear you use. As long as the client is happy and satisfied with the end process, that's what matters. So another thing that's really big in my process is collaboration. I was kind of doing everything on my own. And while I still do a lot of things on my own, it's always great to collab with other people. But if I can leave you with one piece of advice on being a director, that would be to always be adaptable. Everything isn't going to go by your shot list. Everything isn't going to go by your storyboard. You're going to have to wing some things. Nothing is going to go perfect. That is really the #1 thing. And you have to be able to adapt to that without freaking out and without blowing up on your crew. And also being someone who can listen, because I've got a lot of feedback from my DPs or even the gaff department about, hey, maybe we should try this, you know. And you have to really be able to lean on your people and trust your people and know that everyone is here for the end process and the end goal of making the client happy. On set, I lean on my DP, I lean on my gaff guys, I lean on my grip guys, even my PA. I lean on these people to know what their job is, but also to feed back to me things that I don't see. I think that's important, to be able to listen to the ideas of others that are a part of the production and maybe implement them. Be open to also take direction. And that's all I got. Peace.
I want to give a shout out to my guy Mike for coming in and giving us some tips directly from a director's point of view. Do me a favor and give my guy Mike a follow on Instagram. He also has a YouTube channel that you should check out. All in all, I had fun making this social media ad. I want to say thank you to Mike for asking me to come out and help. And to piggyback on the collaboration piece that Mike spoke about earlier, you can do more together. Now, don't get me wrong, we are still very competitive, but oftentimes we are working towards some of the same goals, with getting this money being that primary goal. So don't sleep on it. If you want to see more of these breakdowns or behind the scenes like these, please let me know in the comments. Until next time, peace.